huge essential oil fan, and this class isn't going to be specifically about essential oils, but it was essential oils that led me, into a deeper connection with my own body. So I'm always using them, breathing them in. And tonight I am putting stress away on, not because I'm stressed about teaching and sharing this because I love this information, but because I probably had some stress in my body today, in anticipation of the news that came out, which is that our kids get to go back to school on Monday. We've been doing a week of home learning. Any other moms out there doing a week of home learning? So I want to know tonight all about hydration. And guys, we are basically a body of water. But I'm curious, what is your favorite beverage to drink? Pop it in the comments. I can see all your comments. I want to know, what is your favorite beverage to drink? And I'm going to tell you about mine. My favorite beverage to drink, and has always been, water, just plain water. I've loved water. And as I sort of started to get more into health and wellness, and I started to use oils, and I started to take more classes and take better care of my body, of course, everybody said, stay hydrated. So I started to be more intentional about that. And I started to drink a lot of water. And I thought, if a little is good, more is better. And even more has got to be better. And I even went so far as one day caught myself very pridefully bragging about how much water I consumed. And my friend didn't really seem to care. I was kind of wearing it like a badge of honor. I want to know, have you ever bragged about how much water you've drank? Just hashtag bragger there. There's no judgment here. I'm saying I've done it. And I was crazy bragging about how much water, and they didn't really care. And I was reflecting on wow, why do I think that's the quality of human being that I am, is how much water I drink? But somehow we've kind of got this message going, right? That maybe you're cooler if you are, drink more water, and you're not really an athlete unless you drink water, and you're not doing self-love unless you drink water. But here's what ended up happening to me. This might be too much information, but I drank so much water that I ended up with a sore bladder. And I'd often have pain in my bladder area. And one day I was like, I think I'm just actually drinking too much water. And so I started to have questions about could that even be? Because nobody's talking about that. And I started to read this book, Quench. Anybody read this book, Quench? This book totally changed my life. Read it just over a year ago now, and started to implement all the stuff I learned. And this is, I don't know how many of these kind of classes that I have taught now, but what's amazing to me is how much misinformation is out there about hydration. And we are going to get to the bottom of that, because we are, people argue about, we're at least 65% water. Most of us live in North America, in a first world country with access to clean water. And yet 75% of us are dehydrated. It doesn't make any sense. So what this book really uncovered for me is that they've researched and studied groups of people who don't have access to clean water and or large amounts of clean water. And what they found is that those people were actually pretty well hydrated. And so then they started to study and say, why the heck is that? Why are they hydrated and we're dehydrated? Well, there's a couple things that influence that, and I'm going to share with you in the next 20 minutes or so what I've learned and what we've done for the past year to be hydrated. And here's what it's not. It's not pound more water. That is not what I'm going to tell you. So that's a scoop. So here's a couple things we know. We live in a really dehydrating environment. Our laptops, electrical devices, all that stuff is dehydrating our air around us all the time. So we just live in dehydrated spaces. Everything in our life is dehydrating. The air conditioners in our cars and in our homes, the lights that we have, the heating systems that we have, the fact that if you're in Canada, this cold weather, it's sucking moisture out of the air. So that is not helping. And we sweat and all those things. So we're constantly using up moisture. What's interesting is when they studied the cultures who were well hydrated, here's what they found. They were using, I've got them here, these little things. You guys say it chia? Chia? One or two, chia or chia? Which is right? I don't know. We're going with chia tonight. They were using these little chia seeds, and early in the morning, they would have about a tablespoon or two of chia seeds with their main access to water, which was in the morning, about a liter of water. And then throughout the day, they had more chia seeds. These are groups of people in arid climates. This is what they found that they were doing. They would have other little sacks tied in their shirts of more chia seeds that throughout the day they would just nibble on a couple during the day. Now, if you have chia seeds, I'm going to invite you. You might not catch the next few minutes of this. Go get them right now in a glass of water. I did this about an hour ago. I put some chia seeds in this water. And what happens when we consume fibrous material, chia seeds are awesome for this, and water, is you might see there, it actually takes, this was only a teaspoon of chia seeds, it actually takes those chia seeds and kind of creates a gel-like substance around them, right? And so what they found was people who had these chia seeds in them, or who were eating root vegetables or really hydrated vegetables, is the hydration that went into their body lasted so much longer than just straight water. Okay, so this is one key, really key thing. So that when people who just drank water, it was going more through them. But if you had something in you to hold that water like a sponge in your belly, it allowed that hydration to stay there and serve you throughout the day. Okay, so that's one fundamental thing. Is oh, we've just been spammed here, so I am just going to buy. We've got these, sometimes these Facebook spammers pop up, which I'm really sorry about. Maybe somebody can just hit report and get rid of that. So chia seeds every morning is critical to deep levels of hydration, because it's not so much about what I've learned now, quantity of hydration, it's about quality of hydration. Okay, so every morning now I have a shot of chia seeds to get that into my body. Here's the next thing they found out, that if you just imagine for a second, close your eyes and imagine, you take, and you know, it's Christmas orange season, right? So you take a few pieces of Christmas orange and you put them in your mouth, but I want you to imagine like actually the juices from that orange or a peach, like dribbling, you know, down your mouth, right? And what they discovered was that the moisture that is inside fruits and vegetables is actually different than water. I mean, that kind of makes sense to us, right? But when it goes into our body, it is actually different. And so it hydrates us differently than drinking water. That's why it's so important to, you know, be drinking or be eating your hydration through the foods you eat. And so getting greens into your body is so critical, especially early in the morning. High fruits and vegetables, high in moisture, so that goes into your belly and also serves you all day. So here's a little pop quiz. What do you think is more hydrating? 2 bottles of water or a bottle of water and an apple? Tell me, 2 bottles of water, bottle of water, and an apple. Well, if you followed what I've been saying, the bottle of water and the apple, way, way, way more hydrating, okay? Because you eat the apple, you have the bottle of water, and what that does is that fiber in the apple is going to hold that moisture in your body and keep hydrating you all day, which is really incredible. Okay, so the other things I want to talk about hydration is the real big benefits of getting fruits and vegetables in the morning. So we started last January, so we're over a year into this, drinking a green smoothie every morning with the goal of hydrating well early in the morning to see how it changed our life, okay? So every morning we get up and we make a smoothie. And what that looks like, and I say that this is like the genuine green smoothie, not the fake green smoothie. We've got cucumber, we've got celery, lettuce, literally whatever's in the fridge, avocado, but really green, like it's green. And the first few, I can tell you, I was just doing it because I'm like, this is good for me. And then what happened is my body started to crave it. And so Monday to Friday, Rob and I, we did this together. Monday to Friday, Rob and I drink a green smoothie every single morning. And I'll tell you what we put in it. We're farm family. We love farm breakfast, sausage and eggs and bacon, pancakes, hash browns, like the whole deal. So Saturday and Sunday, we have our farmer breakfast, and that's okay. And literally by Monday morning, I'm like, I can't wait to have my green smoothie. And on Friday, as I drink it, I go, this is my last one for 2 days. But we love the tradition of our farm breakfast. So people say to me, what do you put in your smoothie? I am not going to give you a bunch of smoothie recipes, but I do want to talk a little bit about protein powders and what people add to their smoothies. So Young Living has a couple options, and this is what we started out with. Everybody said you need protein in the morning, and I thought, great, I'm going to add protein powder. So Young Living has 2 protein powders, a vanilla and a chocolate in terms of flavor. And that's what we started with. And you know what? I love them because it makes a really smooth, like booster juice kind of smoothie. So the taste is like way, way better, right? So it was beautiful. It was smooth, high levels of protein. And honestly, I just kind of went on with that for months and months and months. That's what we ate. And then I started to think about like, why do I need that much protein? Like, am I, I'm not really working out that hard. I'm working a little harder now because I'm doing a cardio thing every morning for half an hour. But like, what is this really what I need? What's best for me? So I'm going to tell you, maybe you are, and I want to make sure I get this right. Ooh, maybe you do need a lot of protein. Protein powder has 24.7 grams of protein in it, and it is gluten-free, but not vegan, okay? It has 3 types of protein in it, which is great because throughout the day, it will release that protein to give you the energy that you need. It also has vitamin B6 in it and 100% of what the zinc that you need, and zinc, everybody's about zinc these days, right? 100% of the zinc you need. So it is super awesome. There's no aftertaste, which I love. But then I was like, do I really need all that protein? So I switched to, I hope you guys can see that, the light's a bit bright, Balance Complete. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about the difference, because if you guys are making smoothies and you're adding something in there to give you the vitamins and the minerals and the amino acids, you might not know which one to go for. They're actually 2 very different products. Balance Complete does have protein in it too. It has 11 grams of protein versus this has 24. So you're still getting a good shot of protein, but it's really high in fiber. One of the things that we need to hydrate well, right? Super high in fiber. And actually what it has a lot of is insoluble fiber, which is like on the outside of rice and corn. So it's not going to pass right through the system. It kind of acts as like a scrub brush to your insides, and is also really going to help with deep levels of hydration. So we switched to Balance Complete a couple months ago. It has orange oils in it, peppermint, ginger. It also has, what else does it have in it? Yeah, just like a ton of fiber. And the fiber is not wheat fiber. So it has 12 grams of soluble fiber, which has 5 times the amount of fiber in it as wheat fiber, right? Plus it also has citrus fiber and vitamin C. So we put a scoop of Balance Complete into our smoothies every morning. Essentially, Balance Complete is a meal replacement. You can just mix it with water or an almond milk or coconut milk and just that. But I think that the value of adding your cucumbers and your celery and stuff like that, not only from a mineral side, but those fruits and vegetables have nature's ultimate hydration, which is what's in the vegetables. And back to the idea of nature knowing how to hydrate best, Ningxia. Who here loves Ningxia? Now, Ningxia is most commonly known as a liquid multivitamin, but it's also amazing for hydration because, again, it has nature's water in it. So it has this molecular structure of, like, we think of it like a liquid, but it's going to hydrate you on such a deeper level, just like the moisture from fruits and veggies hydrates you so differently than just drinking water. Okay, so the bottom line so far, and then we're going to talk sipping and chugging, and wow, this is going to blow your minds. The value so far that you need to know is chai or chia seeds in the morning, and get drinking smoothies with not just raspberries and peaches and bananas, but get some greens in you, high fiber greens with that moisture early in the morning to hydrate you all day. And drink your Ningxia not only for the fact that it's a liquid multivitamin, but also for its hydrating benefits, okay? Next thing is sipping versus gulping. This blew my mind because also, and I know you guys, I just did a survey. I couldn't believe how many said you chug, because I thought some of you have watched my hydration class before. If we take away one thing, no, I want you to take away lots of things, but please stop chugging water. Here's what happens when we chug water. Woo! We're just crashing everything. Here's what happens when we chug water. I hope you can see this. This little graph shows the difference between sipping and gulping, and how it affects urine flow. So what it says is that when you chug water, that water is going to go through you 7 times faster, and you're going to have to run to the toilet, than if you sip it. Okay, so what does that mean? Here's what it means. When you chug water and you're like, I'm chugging, I'm chugging, I'm chugging. Here's what your body does. You ready? Holy crap, water's coming in. She's flushing out. Get the system working. Pump it, bladder kick in. Get going, get going. She's flooding us, she's flooding us. Move it. That's literally what your body does, which means that rather than an hour and 40 minutes between bathroom breaks, you chug 20 minutes later, you're in the toilet, right? Am I wrong? Anybody else? You chug, 20 minutes later, you're there. In the meantime, guess what it did? It flushed electrolytes, salt, all the good stuff out of your cells because your cells went purge, purge, water's coming, and you flushed out the good stuff. You literally, like, all that stuff you're trying to, taking your vitamins, you're doing all this stuff to like keep healthy, and you flushed it out because you started chugging. Okay, so stop the chugging. Really, really stop the chugging. Start sipping. You're so much better off to take this water and sip it over an hour than chug it in 2 minutes. And on the point of electrolytes, I'm glad that that word came up. I've got them here somewhere. I have so many props because there's so many things I want to talk about hydration. I don't see where they are. But anyways, there is electrolytes Young Living has. If you are not a fan of water, get those. It will help with your water consumption. And you do not want to be using cheap electrolytes, which are full of artificial flavors, artificial colors, all that stuff. There's amazing ones from Young Living, lavender, bergamot, so good. So check them out. So the bottom line is you want to be sipping your water. You can see this here. I've got these chia seeds. You take that in the morning. I don't want to drink it now. It's going to be in my teeth and it's going to totally make me crazy. Now, the last thing I want to share with you that is super important to hydration is movement. So I've got a little science experiment here. This is a jug of water. This is a sponge. We put this in here. What happens? You guys know what happens. Is there much water in there? Let's see. I just dipped it in a little bit. Okay. Now watch what happens. I'm putting it in again. I'm going to squeeze it around. I'm going to pull it out. Now how much water is in there? Way more. So how does this relate to our bodies? You've made the decision you're going to hydrate well. And then you sit at your desk. If you're hydrating well and you are not moving your body, that moisture is not being pushed through your cells. So you're doing the work, you're hydrating, you're taking your vitamins, you're drinking your Ningxia, you got your smoothie, but you don't move your body. The fascia in your body is not having the benefits of everything that you're doing if you don't have movement. So it's really critical that, I mean, we know this, but we need to move to hydrate our bodies. And simple things you can do is make crazy eights with your nose. Try that with me now. What's interesting about that is our spinal fluid, which does so much in our body. When we make these crazy eights, it's like priming the pump. Priming the pump, that fluid that's in our spine, it gets it moving. Movement is so critical. And specifically in the morning and night, if you can do some of those crazy eights, it's going to help you sleep better, okay? It's going to get that fluid moving. How many of you wake up in the night thirsty? Tell me, wake up in the night thirsty. I'll bet that if you work on these hydration principles and work on hydrating on a deeper level rather than just chugging more water, you won't be waking up in the night because your body will have what it needs, okay? And that includes if you're waking up at the night, when you're doing the hydration before bed, do those crazy eights because our bodies cleanse and heal at night and they need moisture in order to carry out all those functions, all those detox functions. So hydration is super critical to support sleep. I mean, literally, if I was to tell you everything that hydration supported, we'd be here all night. It's hormones, it's sleep, it's skin, it's everything. It's everything. Okay, there is one supplement that does help with hydration, and I wonder if you can guess what it is. I'll give you a hint. I'm not going to show you the title here, but this supplement, everybody says, take it for brain health. Everybody says, if your mind's a little foggy, take it. Make sure your kids have it. You need it for cognitive ability. Everybody says, make sure your kids for school have this. What is it? It's omegas. Omegas. Omega Gi's from Young Living. That's what you want to be taking in terms of a supplement to help with hydration. Why does it help the brain? It literally increases the surface area of the cells. What happens when the surface area is increased? More moisture can pass through. That's why when we're dehydrated, brain function lowers by 30%. 30%. So your kid comes back with a test and they're dehydrated, literally their grades could be 30% higher if they were actually hydrated, right? So get your Omega-Gize, get it in your kids, or Mind-Wise if you want the non-capsule formula, to help increase the surface area and help keep your body hydrated. So in summary, chia seeds. I know we hit you with a lot of information. Sip your water. Start drinking smoothies. Make a decision as to what is right for you. There's also an option of sleek shake packs. They are vegan from Young Living. There's no artificial colors, flavors, preservatives, GMO. It's all plant-based. So that is another option you can add to your smoothies. And yeah, take your omegas. Drink your water. I want you to drink your water. Okay. If you guys have questions, let me know. Stay with me because I got something else exciting to share. Tomorrow night, Heather Harkis is doing an 8 o'clock talk on hormones. And I'm telling you that if you are a woman standing there watching this, you're going to want to be on her call. She blows me away with information. I got Dragon Time oil right here because it is my time of the month. And if you haven't tried Dragon Time oil, what are you waiting for? Your life will be easier. Tomorrow at 8 o'clock, she's going to talk all about hormones. Saturday night, for those of you who have got some essential oils and are like, what is next? Why are people crazy about Young Living? Corey Coombs is going to do a class at 8 o'clock Saturday night, hashtag after the kit to get invited to it, hashtag hormones for the hormone one. And Sunday night, Adam Green. Adam Green is a guy who has shared Young Living information and products with people for, I don't know, 8 or 9 years and helped so many people. And he's going to be doing a class on how to work from home. If you're curious about what we do when we teach people about Young Living and about health and wellness, you can hashtag work from home if you want to get invited to that. I want to know what of these tips tonight, and this is for a prize. I've got 3 prizes here. I've got a couple lip balms that, will hydrate your lips. And I've got one of my most favorite things, a Young Living lip gloss, because of course, if you don't have hydrated lips, who cares about your hydrated skin, right? And I'm going to pop those in the mail, but only to people who post below which of the tips they are 100% for sure going to start implementing tomorrow morning. I want to know which is it. Is it, sipping? Is it doing smoothies? Is it having chia seeds? Is it taking your omega? Which tip are you going to implement tomorrow and just decide to be more hydrated? Because it's going to help everything from sleep to hormones to mood, brain function, the whole deal. I can't wait to hear, and I'll post the winners below. If you guys have questions, let me know. I'm so jacked to share this information with you because the world needs to know that chugging more water is not the way to proper hydration, and we can now share that information.